Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, baby, we back in Club Eden, y'all. Okay, this is my review recap for All the Queen's Men, Season 3, Episode 4. The choice is yours. Yeah. The foolishness and the foolery, let it all begin. Trouble is still trying to be a trouble, a pain in the daggone behind, do all this extra stuff, but when it's time to really show that you down, okay, she wanna be down until it's time, okay, then she ain't got nothing to say. Madam, 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 madam. Oh, but I thought you was about that life and you was ready to risk it all. In the meantime, somebody else that's trying to risk it, honey, and they playing themselves to me, playing with damn fire, okay, is Dom. She doing too daggone much, honey, and is playing a very dangerous game. Speaking of fire, we got Casanova jumping out of the fire pan into the damn fire, y'all, and it's about to cost him big time. You know, we got daggone Detective Davis being told, baby, put up or shut up, all right? We tired of you. We don't give a damn about you doing things by the book. You better get back to what you used to do, okay, and do it well, or you gonna be out of a damn job. And we got, you know, old freaking Thirsty D still being damn thirsty, and he about to have his head chopped off, if not his whole daggone head, if he keep playing around, okay? We got Amp trying to school, you know, Fago and tell him to stay in line. Fago done came over there to lay on his couch for the night, you know, and something comes up, child, with Madam's bills, but I feel like it's a setup, all right? I smell something fishy going on, you know, and child, we finally get the concierge on the phone, honey. He done made a phone call. Finally, we hearing his voice, and, you know, Blue and Tommy is as tired of Mr. Black Ops as I am, okay? We want him up out of here. Let's go ahead and get into this episode, y'all. Break it on down. Take it from the top. You know how we do. So we started out where we left off, y'all. We got, you know, Blue and Tommy out here. We like, damn, he crazy, okay? He blew up his damn wife like that, you know what I'm saying? Sheesh. And so Tommy says, let's get the hell up out of here, you know. Blue like, hell no. What if my car got a bomb in it? I ain't getting in that. So then Tommy like, okay, let's take my car. Remember, Madam said, you got to come on over to her place. And she like, I ain't getting in there either. He like, girl, I got, you know, cameras and stuff like that in my car that lets me know if anybody messed with it. Now, I did chuckle when she told him, well, you go ahead and start the car up first. I wasn't really mad at her for saying that, okay? She said, we ain't gonna know until we see that you blew up. But he was like, you know damn well, if I come back without you, Madam gonna have my behind. And she was like, yeah, that she will. So they go ahead, you know, basically to leave together. Now, we then get, you know, Casanova back at the damn precinct, child, still trying to tell them, oh, I ain't do nothing, and you gotta trust me, and you gotta give me time, and you gotta give me 24 hours, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And they pretty much going back and forth and telling him, nah, you went too deep, that's it, you had your chance, you kept messing up. But then all of a sudden, you know, he ends up turning around and telling him, okay, you got 24 hours, I'm gonna give you 24 hours. Any sign that anything, you know, is going down, we gonna be in there. We need some solid evidence, and, you know, we gonna be watching you. The clock is ticking now. And so, of course, Davis is just still telling him, you know, she's disappointed in him. She expected more from him. She gonna be watching him. He's talking about that make him safer. Now, when he's leaving, we see this girl making a call, and at first I'm thinking that that's one of Madam people she got looking out that's calling her up. But it actually ends up that Trouble is dropping off Rayshawn. Now, he's supposed to be spending the night for one night at her place. And when he got off the bike, this person calls up Trouble and is like, yo, remember dude we was about to get? She like, girl, I'm over here at the precinct and he's a cop. And then Trouble's like, he's a cop? Get the hell out of here. I knew it was something up with him. I never trusted him. And then she tells Rayshawn, so she's like, well, Madam already, you know, knows the other thing I did for her, and if I come through with this, then I really would be on. And of course, Rashawn trying to put his 2 cents in and be like that we did for us. So she's telling him to come on, and he's like, well, where are we going? What are you going to do? And then she tells him about Casanova being a cop, and he like, get the hell out of here. So you know, he basically was like, well, let me go in and make us dinner, and dinner could be ready by the time you get back. She said, what you gonna cook? Why? He said ice cream. I said, boy, Ray Sean, please don't tell me you that damn slow. Seriously. So she ends up leaving him on the damn side of the street. He keeps saying, please come on, let me in or whatever. It's cold out here. And she's saying she going to see what else she could find. Okay, so she could go ahead and take this info to Madam, even though Madam already knows about this. But of course, she don't know that. Now, we got Tommy and Blue, you know, in the car at this point, riding home. And Fernando actually calls her phone. And Tommy like, go ahead, answering or whatever, right? And she like, damn, why the hell would you do something like that? You know, yeah, I see what you did, you know. He talking about something, oh, this is your fault. She was like, well, how the hell is it my fault? It ain't my fault. He was like, oh, because you did her. She like, yeah, that I did. So he's like, well, if I can't have her, nobody can. Okay, good for you, you know. And so she like, just tell me where you at. And he's like, wow. She was like, so I could bring you some flowers. Okay, some slow flowers and so slow singing, child. And get on that ass for us. But, you know, no, she ain't say all of that. But he's basically like, I'll send it to you right now. What time can I expect you? Saying that he gonna send her the address. And he's basically like, you not coming? And she was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come, right? And so he said, well, there's some dogs that's waiting around that, you know, haven't eaten in a couple days and they would love to have you. So please come. And she tells him she's on her way. Of course, Tommy's like, you know, you ain't going there, right? And he was like, you're going to Madam's, right? She talking about, no, I'm going to this address that he sent me. And he was like, no, you're not. You know what I'm saying? That is basically a setup. She like, I don't care. So he was like, you know, if I have to knock your ass out, then that's what I'll do. She said, yeah, that'll be the first and last time you put your hands on me. But, you know, Tommy's basically like, that ain't gonna happen because, you know, at the end of the day, he ain't trying to let Madam have to end up coming at him for letting Blue go do something stupid. Now, here go Davis asking, oh, you know, child head officer if he want to go out for a drink or whatever. And he's like, nah, I'm good. And he was basically like, listen, I know you be liking to do stuff by the book, but this is an election year. I'm keeping this job. You said you could get this big bus and you said she was it. And she's like, she is. So he's like, well, you haven't been giving me nothing at all. And he, you know, was like, you basically been wasting my time because you always want to do the right thing. But my point is opponent, y'all, is up 5 points. And he was like, you've been angling for this promotion, and basically telling her she ain't gonna be getting that promotion if she don't get nothing. And he was like, you know, I got ears with the mayor. So she like, yeah, I know that. He like, and why you saying it like that? What's that supposed to mean? She like, nothing. He was like, oh no, it meant something. You're insinuating that I'm having an affair. I said, well, hit dogs holler, because ain't nobody say nothing about no affair, sir. So she's like, nah, I didn't say all of that. And he was like, I think you were. So nonetheless, he was like, just to be clear, I know you be liking to do things by the book and all of that, but baby, you wasn't always that way. You used to get down and dirty back in the days, and I'm gonna need you to go ahead and get her up here. We don't need the one that does things nice. We need the one that does things nasty, okay? So she talking about, you know, he told her F going by the book. So she was like, that's not how I roll. He said, well, that's not how you always was rolling. When you was climbing, you know what I'm saying, to get to the top, you sure did do what you had to do. So, you know what I'm saying, that's what we need right now. We need somebody that could go ahead and take this bitch down. We ain't got no time to be playing patty cake. And so she's like, I hear you. And he was like, no, I don't really think you do. All right. And if you do, then I need you to do something. Take a risk, you know, get out there and make it do what it do, boo. All right. And so she just like, shit. So now Tommy and Blue get back to the house. And he's like, you know, oh, go ahead, get settled. We got these nice cotton sheets on the bed. I got a little special mint there just for you or whatever. You know, first, old Black Ops come up to them and was calling himself, giving them an update and checking in with them. And Tommy was like, listen, just stay the hell up out of my damn way, okay? We don't need to run nothing by you. And so Blue pretty much was like, I see why you don't like him. And he like, yeah, but he did tell her like it was fresh sheets. And he got his little chocolate mint there and some special ginger cookies. And she was like, you know what? I just don't get you. Okay. I don't know what the hell to make out of you. You confused the hell out of me. I said, yeah, he confused the hell out of all of us, but we love some damn Tommy. So he says, you know, go ahead and take your behind the bed. You know, you're not leaving this place, right? And she like, and he was, so they say goodnight, right? So now, we basically get to Child. Frago comes over to Amp house. All right, he ain't got nowhere else to go. Frago tells him, thank you, I appreciate you letting me stay here. He like, yeah, it's just for the night, right, mom? Me casa's you casa, okay, su casa. And he was like, you can have the couch for tonight. And asking him if he want to have a drink, and he was like, damn, that's all you've been doing lately is drinking. He was like, shit, I don't know what the hell else I'm supposed to do. Do you want the damn drink or not? Okay, yay or nay. So he told him, yeah, go ahead and pour him one or whatever, right? And he was basically like, how else is he supposed to cope? And Frigo was saying, this is crazy, man. Like, there's no escaping. He feels like he's in prison. But, Amp was like, child, trust me, you ain't been to prison and you don't want to go there. And, of course, Frigo brings up once again, like, at the rate you going, you'll probably end up back there, whatever, right? Now, I ain't gonna lie. When he said to him, how am I supposed to cope if I don't do the drinking? I thought Frago was about to be like, let's pray, but he really didn't. He just was like, well, what's been going on? What's happening? What's really the truth? And so Amp Child starts to spill every damn thing. I said, maybe you might not want to say all of this to Fugo, Amp, though. Okay, you giving a little TMI. He told him what happened to the girl in the bathroom, the fact that he done took her out, okay, hung her on a hook, literally. He telling her about the accident with the girlfriend and how he purposely took her out because she pissed him off. He telling him, without telling him the names, that basically he was in love with Dom, and Dom seen the bag of money, and Madam's involvement with that, and how they brung him down to the basement, and that's where they go bring people to take them out, and how he literally was 2 seconds from his aunt deleting him, along with her 2 goons and Dom down in the basement. And he like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, are you serious right now? So he like, yeah, and I'm her nephew, so if she would do that to me, what do you think she would do to you? There's no winning for anybody except for her. And he's basically like, just get out there and dance, ninja. Okay, dance, that's all. All right, do something strange for some change. You ain't got no other choices out here in these streets, right? And so he just was like, that's what it is. But he did say like, yo, I'm pretty messed up and I'm drunk. And when I'm drunk, I talk too much because, child, he about to have Fredo even more scared than what he already was. So now we basically get a call or whatever, right? Where Midnight was letting her know that he was at the bar. No, I'm sorry. Doc was letting her know that he was at the bar. He's here trying to look out for the governor's daughter, but so far she's not showing up. And, Madam is like, well, stay on that, keep all your ears to the street, honey, because that was the intel that I got. But in the meantime, I'm going to try to find out more. Now, in the midst of him waiting there trying to see if he could find the governor's daughter, lo and behold, okay, who's up in there getting tipsy is Davis. So I'm like, well, did Davis really just go here? Because I do remember her saying she wanted to go out for a drink, and it looked like we done switched up and put on a damn dress now, okay, trying to live our best lives. Or was this her way of doing what, Officer Boss was telling her to do as far as amping things up to get her information? I wasn't too sure. Either way, we don't trust her and we don't like her. So he see her in there and he's like, oh, you would never guess who's in here. Okay, Davis in here and she looking like she mighty, lit. And so, Madam is like, okay, well, talk to her, whatever the case may be, Isn't this a nice surprise? Put the phone in your pocket. I want to listen. Because he was saying he was going to get out of there. And she like, nah, don't get out of there. And he's like, all right. So he puts the phone in his pocket and she ended up walking over to him. And he like, well, shit, look at here, look at here. And she like, come on, don't try to pretend that you ain't already see me and you ain't already know I was here. So she was like, I've never seen you in here any other time. So she was trying to insinuate that he came all the way there because she was there. And he was like, I've never seen you in here either. So, of course, she can't help herself. She want Madam so damn bad. First thing she start getting to, oh, I'm going to bring your boss down. And one of y'all going to be the ones, to crack. And I think it may be Fugo. Poor baby, y'all beat the crap out of him. He got his butt tore the hell up, okay? Boss. And he like, she was like, one of y'all going to soften up. One of y'all going to crack. I'm going to get through to one of y'all. So, here he goes standing up all up in her face or whatever. And she's like, excuse me, but move your dick off my knee. And he was like, well, hey, move your damn knee. Okay, I don't see you moving that. He was like, you can feel that I'm big and black and strong and whatever, and you know you want this and all of that. And Madam basically listening the whole time, laughing. And she's continuously telling him to move. And he's like, well, why you ain't moving? And she's like, because I ain't got to move, right? So at the end of the day, we just had a back and forth of that for a couple of seconds. And then she ends up actually, pushing him down. He was telling him, telling her that he knows that she knows that she likes it, right? And she's just telling him like, yo, you really got a lot of damn nerve on you, you be coming all out your damn face or whatever the case may be. He talking about, I'm giving you neither attention that your cat wants. And she's like, you so damn vulgar and you just don't really give a damn, right? And arrogant and all of that. And he like, yeah, and I'm a big black MFer that you want with that big D, okay? And so he was like, come on, we could just do it one time. And Doc, he gonna still talk his mess. He didn't care. And so after she pushed him down or whatever, it was pretty much like, you got me. She took the last sip of her drink and she was like, I'm up out of here and you could go ahead and pay, okay, the check. And so he get back on the phone with Madam, like, you heard all of that. And she was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, but I feel like she like it even though she trying to play hard. So Madam just basically tells him, okay, well, we might be able to use that, stay on that, keep on it, but don't, go too hard or whatever. And he tells him, okay. Now back at, the gym or whatever the case may be, you had Midnight asking like, yo, you really was gonna go after Fugo like that? Like, y'all really did that? And he was like, yeah, at the end of the day, we had to do what we had to do. Madam told us that we had to handle it. And he was like, dag, but he's so weak, like Fugo. And he was like, well, I ain't gonna front. He held his own. He was doing what he had to do more than we thought he would or whatever the case may be. But we do have to keep an eye on him. We got some girl that walks up to Midnight after that talking about some, hey, I thought you would be here and it's good to see you and this and that. So he was like, yeah, we had fun last night. She like, yeah, well, I'm gonna be back tonight. So he's like, oh, all right, well, make sure you got that money for me, like where, I'm saying, your man gonna be at. And she like, oh, don't worry about him, he ain't nothing to worry about. So she was like, are you gonna do that thing that you do? And he was like, do what thing? She talking about choking me all night long. I said, Lord of mercy. So he said, yeah, just make sure, she got that bread. And she said she was. So now we done woke up. Okay, Madam done had her a good night of sleep. And Tommy and freaking Blue don't even get a chance to tell him what's going on because Joey already told me. Okay, and why do I have to hear it from Joey? You slipping. He let me know about the bomb that went off at the club, and he let me know that trouble was outside my house all night. Why was that happening? And then, he looking at freaking Joey like, ugh, and she like, don't look at him, look at me. So he was like, I'm going to be on top of it or whatever the case may be. But we got to let her know what happened with Fernando. And she was kind of impressed with it for 2 seconds. She was like, oh, okay, he pulled one of my moves. That's how he getting down. So, of course, Blue is like, yo, let me go after him. And she's like, no, what did I tell you? Stand down. It wasn't like you had feelings for her like that. And, Blue is basically like, is the principal. And she's like, principal my ass. So she tells her, there's one more thing that we need to talk to you about. And she's like, what's that? And she ends up saying that, all the bills that Midnight gave her basically had, the stolen money, the Block Rock Boys money. So she like, nah, something ain't right there. I jumped to conclusions when it was Amp, and I don't want to do the same thing with this situation. Is Midnight, and I know that he wouldn't do that. He's not that stupid. So of course Tommy talking about, let me get him. And she's like, no, what did I say? We gonna wait, just keep an eye on him. And he was like, well, he is stupid. She was like, yeah, he ain't that stupid. I was kind of surprised to hear that it was Midnight money that had all of the bills, that said that what I thought it was going to be was Big D. I thought it was the stack that he gave her. So it's definitely something fishy going on. I'm with Madam on that one, and I want to know where we going with that, right? Who the hell is it that's putting out this money? So we say we gonna go ahead and, take care of that. And she told them to go ahead and, get to the club and do what they got to do. So now we at the freaking club. And Thirsty D, oh, what up, Dom? You know, he did extra early or whatever and telling her he want her to play this song. And he like, oh, I came because I want to see you. You know why I'm here. And he's like, oh, I had a horrible night last night. Well, why is that? Oh, because you wasn't there with me. His freaking game is so corny to me. I'm sorry, child. Ugh, it's annoying. But first Dom is like, oh boy, please. And you know, all right, I'll play the song. Go ahead, get out of here. So he's saying he want to show her the dance moves. He want to practice. He like, come on the stage with me for a minute. So, you know, she comes down. He put the chair on the stage. Now, 1 minute she acting like she ain't interested. She could care less. Ain't nothing about this turning her on. She like, you haven't turned me on yet. The next thing you know, because Amp and Fugo walk in, and even Fugo was telling Amp, like, come on, let's go to the dressing room. And he like, nah, you go. I want to watch this. She gonna switch up talking about, oh, yeah, baby. You know, yes, get it. I'm loving this and all of that, and being mad extra in front of Amp. And then Amp is like, F you, Dom. And she like, oh, like he doing me right now and all grinding on him or whatever. And I'm like, this is whack, Dom. It really is. It's whack and his damn childish child, whatever. And then it's like you're gassing up Big D head, and he over here talking about some, damn, you done made me hard, and gonna tell her she should pull her stuff to the side. I said, huh? So you thought you was about to get her on the stage? Like, I'm confused. And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. And he's talking about, oh, you just gonna leave me like this? She like, yeah, at least you ain't gotta get beefed up tonight, because he was saying that, you know, he's already hard. Look how hard he is, and she can't leave him that way. So he gonna say, you know, oh, I bet if, you know, it came to like making him even madder or whatever the case may be, that you would go all the way. And she gonna say, maybe, like, why would you even put that in his head? That's such a contradictory when you just was telling him last damn week that he need to slow his roll because Amp is Madam's nephew. I'm confused, Dom. I'm so freaking confused, girl. You are really playing a dangerous game. Now, at this point, when Madam pull up, who you think waiting outside for her again? Trouble can't help her damn for a minute, y'all. Okay, she like, girl, what do you want? I told you to stay the hell up out my face. So we literally gonna do this every single time. Oh, Madam, I got something I gotta tell you. She like, okay, what is it? You know, oh, Casanova, he's a cop. She like, well, how you know that? Oh, you know, of course, tells her about the phone call she got, and if she get any other information, Madam will be the first to one. And Madam's like, okay, do that. Casanova comes in with the phoniest, oh, I was sick last night, so I didn't, you know, I just didn't show up. And matter of fact, I'll go speak to Madam now. And Tommy's like, no, go to the damn dressing room. And he's like, okay. So then Tommy calls up Madam and basically tells her that Casanova's there, and she like tell him to come to my office. So now poor Sean, he always get caught in the crossfire. He acting all nervous and asking Casanova if he's seen, you know, trouble, and he like, no trouble. He's like, yeah, she's on her way. So when Tommy comes back there and is telling him that Madam wants to see in the office, and he go to Madam office, then when Sean is trying to get Tommy attention and like, yo, I gotta tell you something about him. And of course, you know, Tommy just basically sons him. And the other little amateur dancer was like, yo, you better stay out his way and stop saying stuff to him. You know, he got to play in his head. And when Sean is like, played in his head, he was like, yeah, you never notice him when the metal detector go off. And he like, oh, wow. Now, Casanova comes in Madam office, and he giving her all this song and dance. You know, I deleted the things that you wanted me to. And I'm sorry about last night. I was sick, you know. Pretty much they know this and that about you, the laundering and all of this stuff. So she's like, laundering? He was like, yeah, you know, they know everything about you and the Black Rock Boys, and you know, they had circumstantial evidence in the case that they was trying to build you and all of this, and they trying to get me to get one person to flip. That's essentially what they have me in here for. So she like, are you wearing a wire? No, I'm not wearing no wire. He was like, what, you want to search me? She was like, yeah, I do. Take everything off. He takes everything off. See, I'm all good. So she's like, Tommy, she was like, because, yeah, you saying you all good, but this sure did come up, honey, when we scanned you. And Tommy ends up finding a little bug like, surprise, surprise. Okay, right by his damn ear. And he's still saying this could be cleared up. She like, yo, take him down to the basement. Ain't nothing else to talk about. I said, oh, damn, right? You came in here, you tried to play me, you tried to lie to me or whatever, and Tommy is like, you lied to us. So we taking him down to the basement, and we want Dom to keep that music loud and keep the party going. Now, mind you, Trouble is on the stage with all the amateurs, and she's still being extra. First thing Madam told her last week, you don't do nothing that turns the people on. You are just pumping and grinding and going all fast. You don't know nothing about, being sensual, going slow, making them get into you. And you think she took any of Madam words? No, she's still doing that. She's still going extra and giving absolutely nothing. And then want to talk crap at the end of it, talking about, I deserve a solo, don't I? And Dom was like, no, you don't get a solo, okay? Until the queen puts the crown on your head. Get the hell up out of here, chick. So she gets off the stage, and of course Dom introduces the fellas, right? So now, child, we basically have concierge finally calls the phone, y'all. And I know I just butchered his name, but y'all know who the hell I'm talking about, right? She says she gonna be down in a minute, and the phone ring, and we gonna play that game we always play. Who's this? I think you know who this is. Okay, and what do you want? Oh, I told you I'm on my way back from Mexico and you never made the plane. And she like, well, bitch, I told you I wasn't making the plane. So that shouldn't be no surprise. Okay, I told you I wasn't making that flight. And he was like, right. So he's like, well, I'm told you was increase your security. She was like, oh, and who told you that? He was like, come on, I always got my ear to the street. I'm making my business to know these things, girlfriend. Okay. So she's like, all right, did you want something? And he's like, yeah, I told you. I called to tell you that her father's enraged and he's coming and he's giving me a mandate. And she's like, okay, a mandate. And what is that? He said, well, number one, there needs to be a reckoning. Okay, somebody's gonna get it that you hold dear to you. And she was like, well, that's difficult because it ain't nobody that I hold dear. Okay, I don't hold shit dear. So he's like, you sure about that? She said, positive. He said, we'll see. So she was like, is that it? Okay. Madam gonna talk her mess. And he was like, there's a second part. She was like, right. So, spit it out, bro. I ain't got all night. She lighting up her cigarette or whatever. So he was like, somebody you love is gonna hang from the bridge or gonna, child, either you or somebody you love, sleep well, madam. And she like, all right. And she like, I ain't never scared. Shit, I ain't scared of nobody. I said, madam, girl, let's get it. Okay, let's get it. So we go from there, trouble ass still in the freaking hallway talking mess. Yo, I'm about that. You ain't gonna do nothing to me. She trying to go all hard at Tommy, arguing with him. And Madam is like, what is this about? And she was like, I told her you busy. So she like, what is it, trouble? Yo, I'm down for y'all. I know I can't be with the other guys, but can I at least get a solo? So she like, I know what I bring to the table. Shit, I'm loyal. I'm down with y'all. I'm down with y'all. And Madam is like, she like, I'm going to do anything to prove it. Madam said, okay. She's like, for real, Madam? For real? Oh, you for real, Madam? Oh, thank you, Madam. She said, yeah, but I'm going to need you to do something for me. Come on down. You said you want to prove stuff. You loyal, right? That's what you said. So Tommy over here like, Madam, she's like, I said she coming with us, right? So we get downstairs to old Casanova. Here go trouble. Oh, they got you. Oh, they beat your ass. I'm so glad they beat your ass. I never liked you. I never trusted you. I always knew you was up to something. You was always sneaking around and shit. So Madam like, oh, good to go. No, you never liked him. She like, nah, I ain't like this trash ass. Not at all. She like, okay. Then you ain't got a problem putting two in them. Here. She like, Madam. Oh, what's wrong? You don't like him, right? So shoot him. Yo, Madam. Madam. She like, put two in his head. Pull the trigger. Just pull the trigger, girl. What? Madam. Madam. You want to be down, right? What? What? I'm like saying something in your ears, trouble. What happened? You don't hear too good. She said, pull the trigger. You down. You want to be loyal. You want to prove yourself. So why am I hearing you say, Madam, Madam, Madam? What y'all think trouble gonna do, y'all? What y'all thought about this episode? What do y'all rate it? What do y'all think is gonna be happening? Put it all in the comments. Anything I left out, put that in the comments, child. Let's talk about it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you so inclined, give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky, y'all. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you so inclined. Baby, it's going down. What's gonna happen, y'all? Tell